Hello guys and dolls, and welcome back. So today we are in for a bit of a wild ride with the Wet n Wild Mermaid collection, and I'm just wanting to come to you guys at the very beginning of this video to say that you want to stay tuned until the end because I'm going to talk about something that I think is really important to address in the beauty community, and that is plagiarism. Enjoy the video. Hello guys and dolls, and welcome back. I am super excited to share with you guys today's video, which is a review and demo and a little tutorial with the Wet n Wild Mermaid collection. This collection has 4 of the liquid catsuit, which is their liquid lipstick formula. It has 4 of the new metallic liquid eyeshadows, which are super cool. And if you saw my video just kind of obsessing over the Urban Decay lip toppers, which I then use on the eye, this is basically the exact same thing, but it's actually intended for the eye. There are 4 colors of this. I was only able to get my hand on 3, which really stinks because the one that I wasn't able to get, of course, is the one that I wanted the most. Because that's how it works. I mean, I figure if I wanted it that bad, everyone else did too. 3 eyeliners, which Wet n Wild eyeliner was my first eyeliner ever, so I'm always kind of sentimental about it when I pick these up. This is their Mega Liner Metallic Liquid Liner, and everything has like a oceanic theme, all the names and everything. So I really like this, that the sticky thing is not so sticky, like you know how it is with drugstore makeup sometimes, or just anything where there's like a packaging bit that's stuck to the you know what I'm saying? When a sticker is stuck to the packaging, oftentimes it does not come off cleanly, and that came off gorgeously. Heel porn. One other thing I really like about Wet n Wild, they always perforate the stickers, which makes it really easy to get off cleanly. So here is the highlight. Let's just have a moment to talk about how beautiful that is. Oof, so gorgeous. So this opens to the side, and you have a beautiful mermaid's tail for your highlighter. Oh, I just want to stare at it all day. Gorgeous. So I have one light here that's a little bit cooler tone, one light here that's a little bit warmer toned, and it's nice because it can show you the shift. It's one benefit of filming with artificial light sometimes. Before we get into the demo, I just want to show you swatches of everything so you can just kind of see how it looks on its own in more like daylight, because this is artificial light right now, so I want to make sure that I have the truest possible swatches for you guys. So roll that beautiful swatch footage. Alright, so I am starting out by swatching the liquid catsuits. The first one I swatched was Coral Crown. The second one is Harbor a Crush. The third is Siren's Jewel. And the third is Sea Seduction. Definitely the most pigmented of the bunch were the green and the blue. And then we have the metallic liquid eyeshadows. The first is Moonlight Majesty. The second is Mysterious Nights. And the third is Lara's Necklace. I'm missing Aquatic Prism. I wasn't able to get my hand on it for this review. Next we have the liquid mega liners, and normally I find the mega liners to be super opaque, but I think something about the fact that these have a little shimmer in them, they're coming out a little bit on the sheer side. They're definitely buildable, so I wanted to show you guys like a full process of like a swipe and then, you know, trying to make it opaque and also get a large enough swatch for you to see the color. So the colors are Trident Shimmer, Sea Symmetry, and then the final color is Sea Drama. Next we have the highlight bar, which I don't think has an actual name, but we'll just call it the Mermaid Tail. This has a interesting shift to it. It's gold, but then it shifts to like a bluish gray, which is unique and interesting and fun. Texturally, it looks really beautiful and uniform when you swatch like a big swatch of it on your hand, but you'll see later in the video it looks a bit textured on the skin. Here I wanted to show you all of the swatches in daylight as well as in shade, just to give you an idea of different, you know, color or lighting situations that you might see. And then here is the highlight. You can see that shift. It's quite pretty. I would actually like using this as an eyeshadow, but on the skin, it's a little strange to have a gray cast on your highlight. Just for me, that's just my own personal preference. Then we get to the lip swatches. We are starting out with Coral Crown, and I wanted to show you the full application of at least one of these colors. I think this one applies really beautifully, and I love the metallic shine to it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. This is probably gonna be my most worn color, and I think it's lovely. So then I wanted to do the touch test. I did let these set for 3 minutes each, which is the general guideline for liquid lipsticks. Here we have Harbor a Crush, a gorgeous like berry burgundy, but you can see right here it is not giving me opaque color coverage over my lip scar, so just something to keep in mind. This one is not quite as opaque as the others. Again, giving it that rub test, and it definitely comes off. And then here we have Siren's Jewel. This is my second favorite. This is an absolutely gorgeous color. I think it's beautiful. I did the smile test to see if it would crack with this one, and it didn't. So really impressed. And this one has less transfer, so I feel like the two darkest shades actually have the least amount of transfer. And then the final color is Sea Seduction, and this is a beautiful navy. It's just a gorgeous color. And you'll see here, this one actually had, well, this one was about equal to Siren's Jewel. They had very little transfer. Next, I wanted to do eyelid swatches of the metallic liquid shadows, and unfortunately I have that little hair in my face. I'm sorry, I'm getting used to my bangs, so things will happen. We're gonna let it go. So I just wanted to show you kind of the quick application of that without it being an actual tutorial, just on its own with nothing underneath it. I find it to be a little bit on the streaky side, but you know, you'll see in the tutorial I actually layer them to make them opaque, so that's something to keep in mind. Also, I want to be fair, I was applying these without my glasses on and without contacts on, so I really couldn't see what I was doing, and it was just kind of going off of general knowledge. So if you wear glasses, this demo's for you! I think that the black one definitely goes on a lot more opaque than the purpley one. Really impressed with the black one. And then I tried the green. And this is Lara's necklace, and I think, again, this one's very impressive in its opacity. It can be a little bit streaky, but I think it's a little easier to smooth out than the purpley one. And then I wanted to show you guys how easily these remove, because that's one thing I'm very impressed with about them, is that they just come off with the greatest of ease with a MAC wipe or whatever makeup wipe you have. They even come off quite easily with water, which I think is quite cool. I mean, it's nice that they are easy to take off at the end of the day, and they're not as much of a pain in the butt to take off as traditional glitter. Okay guys, so for the eyes, I'm going to start out with a little bit of shadow. I already have like my face makeup on and everything like that. Through these metallic liquid eyeshadows are freaking amazing. I use this one, which is Moonlight Majesty, because it just seems the most like duochrome of all the ones that I have. Start out in my crease, I'm going to take a mustard colored eyeshadow. This is Chickadee from Makeup Geek on a wing gloss brush. And I'm going to rock that in my socket line. This might be more like mac and cheese than mustard, but I like it just the same. So to deepen that up, I'm going to take a slightly smaller Wayne Goss brush. The first brush I used was the 17, this is the 19. I'm going to take Tiki Hut. I'm just going to put that like more like in my deep crease, where I kind of shove the brush in a bit. So it just creates a little more depth than I had before. Once we have the glitter shadow on, it'll be a little more difficult to get liner like right wiggled into my lash line, so I'm just going to take care of that right now. This is a Makeup Forever black waterproof pencil. Not a very clean application, but we're going to put the glitter over it, so it's going to cover most of the line itself up, but this way we get it really close to our lash line. With another Wayne Goss brush, this is the 20. I'm using my Wayne Goss brushes just because they're like go-to, and that way I don't have to worry too much about anything. I'm just going to use that to deepen that out a little bit there, as well as this little bit right here, because once you put the glitter shadow on, that's kind of that. So just put that color inner and outer. Americano is just, oh, it's so beautiful. Now it's glitter time. It's glitter time. Okay, so I'm just gonna straight up put this on my eyelid. Holy crap. That is amazing. Okay, how to blend it out. Oh, I didn't think that far ahead. Grab this London Brush Company brush and use that to pat out the edge of the glitter. I'm then going to go in for another coat with the glitter stuff, because it does seem to kind of get a little patchy toward the center, but that makes sense because I'm taking a brush and patting over it. Give that a few moments to dry before we move on. Okay, so now that that's more or less dry, you can touch the glitter and it doesn't come off, which is really, really cool, and probably my favorite thing about this. A little bit of purple into my crease right here, just like a kind of pinky purple. This one is Fashion Addict from Makeup Geek. A larger, fluffier brush. This one's from the Pat McGrath Dark Star 06 collection. I'm kind of doing this partially to test out how this glitter does with a color being blended over it. And it's not really adhering, it's slightly matting it out in the corner. A little bit of a darker purple. This is Taboo, also from Makeup Geek. I'm just going to use that. Though it doesn't look like quite so abrupt. I can feel glitter knocking off, so these are not quite as good as the Urban Decay ones in terms of like not having fallout, because with the Urban Decay ones I can actually blend over them. So that's something to keep in mind. And now for the inner corner highlight, I want to use the highlight palette right here on the inner tear duct area and then blend that onto the lid a bit. I'm also going to take a little bit of this highlight just right under the brow bone, right under like the arch of it. Use my finger to kind of smooth it out so it's not like too frosty. We're not trying to kick it like 2005. Line out my inner rim with black. For the bottom lash, I want to use some glitter there too, so I'm going to use Mysterious Nights. It's the one with like the black kind of multi-chromatic shift in it. I'm going to use a brush to apply it. So pretty. I could see this one becoming such a good staple Saturday night glitter. Like, just don't even worry about it. Like, it's always going to look good. I am going to take a Q-tip to just blend out the edge.
I wanted to test these out any way that I thought people might potentially use them, common ways that people use things like glitter and liquid shimmer products and things like that. And so yeah, I think it looks really pretty in the eyebrows. Might have a little bit of fallout from it later, but it's quite pretty and it's fun to play around with these kinds of things. And then for my mascara today, I'm testing out the Urban Decay Troublemaker. Oh my god, so pretty. That packaging is to die for.
Okay, so got all my eyes done. Really like it. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit of the highlight to the lower lash line. Let's say just like the inner rim or inner tear duct area right here. So I'm noticing some of the glitter falling out. It is in my brows as well, but nevertheless, when I use the Urban Decay ones, they don't fall out. So just something to keep in mind. It's not a dead-on dupe. They are a little bit different formulaically. I'm not going to bother with contour today, but I'm going to do some blush. This is Heartthrob from Makeup Geek and a Wayne Goss airbrush brush. Actually going to turn towards my more neutral light to do this. Now, I ended up ordering my things on the Wet n Wild site, and they had this gorgeous highlighting brush, this unicorn brush, and I had to. It was literally compulsory. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Mermaid highlight now on my face. So sad to like swipe across it. Okay, so the first place I'm going to take it is right here on the top of my cheekbone. Super metallic. Woo! Okay, and then this one. I'm just using a secondary brush to just kind of knock it down a little bit because it's a little bit for the tip of my nose. And what I like to do with my nose sometimes is just sort of flick the brush, so that way I'm not just depositing tons, and that way I'm getting it on the parts of my nose that I want to shine. A little bit on top of my lip and that little guy. Where else should we put it? You know, I actually just got another highlighter in the mail and I want to use that too. This one's from Sugar Pill and this one is called Ghosted and it's a really pretty pink color. It's a loose pigment, so I'm going to grab that on my little ring finger and I'm going to use that one the bridge of my nose. That is pretty. Has like a pink shift to it, so that way they're a little bit different. And I think I'm going to put this one on my chin. Stare at that all day, but I have other shit to do. You know, actually, I'm going to take this one a little bit underneath my eyes too. I'm going to take Ghosted a little bit underneath where I have that glitter shadow. Let's zoom in so you guys can see what that looks like. Very Very subtle, adds a little zazazoo. You guys can see there's fallout and stuff. It comes away cleanly, that's the good news. For lipsticks, it's going to be a little difficult to decide which one to use. Green. I'm going to go with the green.
I really, really love this color. It takes me a while to do my liquid lipsticks because I have a lip scar and just sort of uneven lip borders and things like that. So I do tend to, you know, fast forward this kind of thing and have to bring in a mirror and a lip brush and like all kinds of stuff. So I do apologize that you're not seeing a 100% application of this color, but damn, that,
So here is some footage of the makeup with just normal white lighting and everything like that. I am so impressed with the colors of this. They're so beautiful, and I love the duochromosity. I just love this whole thing. Now here's where it gets a little disappointing. I am showing you guys the rub test, and this did not pass. Not even kind of close. It just kind of faded all the way off. Now I want to see how these layer. I'm going to just put some more on top of it and see if I can fix it. Definitely a more convenient way to apply glitter versus like using glitter and a glitter glue and like a brush, like all those things. Like, this is so easy. This is such a quick thing to do for a night out or something. So now I'm just going to sit here and fan my eyes until they're dry. One more experiment. I want to see what these look like on the lip. So for this, I'm not going to apply it directly from the tube onto my lip. I will grab, in this case, a little Q-tip.
And then yet again, I wanted to test something that you guys would be curious about, so I put the metallic liquid lips on my on top of my lipstick, and I think it looks awesome. This is such a cool, fun thing to do, but I can't hold it against it that it didn't totally work out in terms of wear time, and you'll see that in just a second.
The smile test. So will these crack if I smile? It's a little extreme, but oh, I wish I had that zoomed in. I will say though, of all the things that have like a lot of fallout and whatnot, at least the fallout flakes away and you can kind of get it off. So I do appreciate that. And you know, oh, I'm really getting it in my mouth now. I'm going to zoom in and draw some dots. My final thoughts, first and foremost, for the liquid metallic shadow things, these are super awesome. Do they compare to the, you know, the Urban Decay lip topper product, which isn't technically supposed to go on the eyes, but I used it on my eyes and it's kind of amazing, and it's my new favorite way to wear glitter. This is a very, very similar product, but in practice it doesn't work quite as well as the Urban Decay product, because the Urban Decay product, when you rub it, it doesn't rub off. It's like a miracle. I don't know what is going on. And it also lasts on the lips a lot better. These are the opposite. They're intended for the eyes. I put them on the lips. They look beautiful. They do not wear very well on the lips. And to be honest, I'm not really all that jazzed about the wear on the eye either. So this is the eye I didn't rub, and it's mostly okay. It's a little patchy though. And I'm just going to rub it very, very gently. The last one I kind of like went ch-ch-ch, and that one I rubbed very gently. So it's okay. There's still some fallout and stuff. But with all of that said, these are super inexpensive and really fun to play with, so I would not let the fact that they aren't the best of the best stop me from picking some of these up. The Liquid Catsuit lipsticks, I actually think that these have a better formula than the regular Liquid Catsuit. I sort of tested it out against some of the others that I have, and I mean, the other one that I have is like a neon pink, and neon pinks are notoriously difficult, so maybe that's not even a fair comparison, but I actually like this formula better. The liquid eyeliners, to be honest, I didn't get as much of a chance to try, but they are really long lasting. I don't have anything negative to say about these bad boys. They're inexpensive. It's a great way to get some fun colored eyeliner. And lastly, we have the highlight. The highlight has an undertone in it that's a little bit on the gray side, and you can actually see it on my brush. So the only thing I've dipped this brush into is this. Sort of a blue and gold shift, which looks really pretty, but if you really pile drive it on, it could start to have like a funky look on the skin. So just something to keep in mind as you're applying it. One last final thought about this. We're going to get into some controversy here. This collection, particularly the liquid metallic eyeshadows, are strikingly similar to one from Black Moon Cosmetics, which is an independent makeup company. And this is something that's just a really big issue in the just any kind of industry, but particularly in the makeup industry. There's a lot of copycats, there's a lot of plagiarism. Here I am promoting the corporate, you know, Wet n Wild's cheap and we love it for that, but this is owned by Markwins. It's a corporate giant in the industry. They have massive distribution and they sell their products at a much cheaper price point. So my issue with plagiarism is when, you know, there's a difference between a trend like mermaids in general, where companies are coming out with all kinds of different mermaid things or unicorn things or whatever the new trend is going to be. And then there's like directly copying something that someone else is doing, especially when it's a unique product and especially when it's an indie brand. Now, I'm not here to condemn Wet n Wild, and I haven't even tried the Black Moon Cosmetics product, so I don't know if it's good, better, not as good. I don't know. Again, I never judge anything until I personally have used it. However, this is something that just troubles me as an individual, as a makeup lover, and as a beauty blogger, the concept of plagiarism, because this is a corporate giant potentially copying an indie brand. With that said, I'm part of the problem. I'm here reviewing the Wet n Wild thing because I know that it's popular and I know that this is, you know, the new now next item. And so I want to get your thoughts on plagiarism. What do you think about it? Do you feel like this collection could potentially be considered plagiarism, or is this just a trend? Urban Decay also has their liquid lip topper things, which again, I've mentioned I use on the eyes and they're great. So in that case though, the colors are very different from what Black Moon Cosmetics has. I don't know. I'm not the authority on what is and what is not plagiarism. It's just something I wanted to throw out there and kind of start a conversation with you guys about plagiarism, and also let you know if you weren't able to get your hands on the Wet n Wild collection, or maybe you're disappointed with the wear time and stuff. Maybe you want to try out the products from Urban Decay or Black Moon Cosmetics. And that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be your own kind of beautiful. See you, bye.